You know, okay. Call the council back in chambers. Clerk Golick, roll call.
Alexander. Spitali. Here. Vanez.
Here.
Kalwinski.
Here.
Salinas. Taylor.
Here.
Emerson.
Here.
Rakos.
Here.
Warple.
Here. 8 are present in chambers. 1 is trying to get a hold of Councilman Higgs' sister. Before we return to our speakers, I was going to comment and congratulate the crowd on the respect they showed for the council and not getting excited. And what really impressed me were all these little kids in the crowd, and yet so well behaved. And you guys did yourselves proud tonight, and I know everybody on the council appreciates that, but for the size crowd we had, what just happened, I commend the crowd. So give yourselves a hand. Pardon me? Oh, and our Hammond Police Department and Fire Department, too. They all deserve a hand. That's that part-timers I'm getting. I got to be reminded of stuff. We were at Grace Tafoya. Is she still present? Okay, if she shows back up in chambers, we can go to her. But our last speaker of the night is Linda Aguiano.
She's coming up right now.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes, she is.
Grace, you can continue.
I'm sorry, I got stressed out by the situation.
You can start over. I'll give you 29 extra seconds.
All right, give me one moment. I just want to say that I hope he's okay. He's here pretty frequently, and I know he comes here for his own causes to support, so I hope that man is okay. But my name is Grace Tafoya. I'm a Purdue student, and I work with SCA, watering a lot of the trees in Hammond and taking care of a lot of them, and I'm a certified tree steward. And I guess I'm very familiar with this line of work, so I just wanted to come before you to reiterate a few points that I've already made the few times that I've been here. And one of those points is the flooding issues that Briar East Woods solves, and the flooding issues that you are handling and failing to solve. In 2020, the Hammond City Sanitary Department was forced to pay over nearly $1 million to homeowners in flooding damages. And then again in 2023, 500 homes were flooded, and Hammond Sanitary District offered $2,000 to every homeowner whose basement was flooded. And after reviewing a lot of the city council meetings that happened at that time, a lot of people were saying that they lost their furnaces and their water heaters, and those cost a whole lot more than $2,000. So people are losing money actively in the community to flooding problems that Briar East Woods soaks up. And according to a study done by Penn State, an oak tree, mature age, over 75 years old, soaks up about 40,000 gallons of stormwater every year. And those are only mature trees that are over 75 years old. These trees are far older than that, soak up so much rainwater. And we're asking for the preservation of all 32 acres of woods, even though Governor's Parkway threatens 12.2 acres. But every inch of the woods is important because with 40,000 gallons, if we estimated that the trees were about 20 foot apart, then that would be over 88 million gallons of stormwater that you would be not giving any place to run off to. 12.2 acres, destroying 12.2 acres of woodland would release 88 million gallons of water that you're not prepared to handle already. And that's going to cause you so much economic damage on top of the economic impact that the project already has. $3 million less for an underpass to just be built. But instead, you want to waste more of our money on a bridge that doesn't solve the problem to begin with and destroy these trees and leave us with the flooding damages and pay a measly $2,000 per homeowner per case of all the money they lose. And the USDA's 2024 tree inventory in Hammond said that you had about a 16% tree canopy left. And that is significantly lower compared to our neighbors who all have at least 20% of a tree canopy or higher. And in 2013, the National Dunes, my point is that every inch of the woods is important, and you are not prepared to handle the amount of flooding that is going to come from destroying the source of floodwater capture in our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Linda, and Linda, I pronounced it wrong again.
I didn't hear you pronounce it.
I said Anguiano, but it's Angiano, right?
Anguiano or Anguiano. Okay, so I live at 1201 175th Street in Hammond. It's a new address, I always have to remember. So my name is Linda Anguiano, and I support the preservation of all 32 acres of Briar East Woods. And I ask this city council to do the right thing and say no to the governor's Parkway project. And I don't know how much Mr. Rakos has been listening, because he's been talking to Barry, he's been texting, he's been reading. But I want to wish all of you a Happy New Year. And I have questions tonight. I've been here a lot of times telling you what I feel, how I think things could be solved. I want to know what's next. So if this bridge goes up, what are you going to do about all the animals that are going to be displaced? It's a brutal eviction on them. What are they going to do? The little earth ones, the little toads, the frogs, the chipmunks, the squirrels, they're going to be running out into the streets. They're going to be running out into the apartment complexes. And what about the larger animals, the coyotes or the eagles that come and land there? Okay, Grace really did a good presentation about the trees. But what are you going to do about the oxygen that they're not going to be producing for us? Are you going to ship in some big oxygen generating machines? Are you going to still plan to plant trees to replace it in other parts of Hammond? Are you not planning to put in these new trees in Hessville, which would be most affected by this? Air quality. Now, somebody mentioned, I think it was Casey, about air filters or air monitors. What are you all going to do to preserve our air quality? That's the neighborhood I grew up in. My family moved there 64 years ago. My mother still lives in the house we moved to in '59. So what are you going to do about the air quality? What are you going to do about the noise? What mitigation are you planning to do? Because those trees absorb a lot of noise. And as somebody else mentioned, there's Klein and there's the expressway. You can hear that sound all night long, all day long. And so what are you going to do about constantly getting frustrated, sitting here, hearing us time after time? What are you going to do about us? I don't want to say wasting our time, but we could have solved this a long time ago, years ago. Are there any open minds on the council? Are there anyone here who understands where we're coming from? Do you actually think we enjoy being here? Okay, so for New Year's resolutions, how about we get a big headline, like Hammond School restore some busing? How about the dunes are saved?
Thank you.
There's always a way, there's always an innovation. The Hammond school system came up with buses for 5 elementary schools.
Thank you. Our final speaker tonight is Scott Miller. Let me start the clock.
No, you won't need to. I just wanted to let everybody know, mostly in the room, that we have paused the live stream. We're going to edit out the medical issue that a community member had to protect their privacy. It was obviously a very vulnerable moment for that person. I saw some people with their cell phones out filming it. I would ask that you not post those things on social media. Obviously, it's your right to do what you want, but out of respect for the community member who had the medical issue, I'm just asking that you not do that. We will have the video with every speaker posted as soon as possible after that footage is edited out. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I entertain a motion to adjourn, TJ, I owe you a hangout because you called and missed your call. I want to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.